The first snow of winter drifted through the amber streetlights of the small mountain town, each flake a whispered promise of the season ahead. Inside the warm cabin on Maple Ridge, Finch sat at the kitchen table, his hands wrapped around a mug of hot chocolate, watching Frozen through the window as she built a lopsided snowman in the front yard. She was different from the other children in town. Her silver-white hair caught the light like fresh snow itself, and her eyes, pale blue and unnaturally bright, seemed to hold ancient wisdom that no 12-year-old should possess. The pointed tips of her ears peeked through her hair, a constant reminder that she wasn't entirely human. Finch had found her 3 years ago, huddled in a cave during a winter expedition. She had been so small then, so fragile, with no memory of where she came from or who had left her there. The authorities had tried to find her family, but no one came forward. No one knew what she was. Some said Wolfchild, others whispered about fairies or changelings. Finch simply called her Frozen after the frost that had covered her when he discovered her and brought her home. "Dad, come see." Frozen's voice rang through the quiet evening. Finch smiled, set down his mug, and pulled on his coat. Outside, the cold bit at his cheeks, but Frozen seemed unbothered, dancing around her creation with bare hands and unzipped jacket. She had always run warm, another mystery about her that Finch had learned to accept rather than question. "It's magnificent," Finch said, examining the snowman that tilted precariously to one side, "though I think he might need some support." "Like me," Frozen said quietly, her playful energy suddenly dimming. Finch knelt beside her. "Eye level now." "What do you mean, sweetheart?" Frozen's fingers twisted together, a nervous habit she had when something weighed on her mind. "At school today, Maya's mum had a baby. A real baby. And Maya was showing everyone pictures and talking about her new sister." She paused, her breath forming small clouds in the cold air. "I heard some parents talking. They said now Maya has a real sibling." Finch's heart clenched. He had dreaded this conversation, knowing it would come eventually. "And then I thought, ... Frozen's voice became smaller, more vulnerable. "If you had a real cub, a real child, would you still want me?" The question hung in the air between them, heavy with fear and longing. Finch reached out and gently took Frozen's cold hands in his warm ones. "Frozen, look at me," he said softly. When her pale blue eyes met his, he saw them glistening with unshed tears. "You are my real cub. You are my real daughter." "But I'm not like other kids," Frozen whispered. "My ears are weird. My eyes are weird. I don't even know what I am. You found me in a cave, like some lost animal. You know what I see when I look at you?" Finch asked, brushing a strand of silver hair from her face. "I see the little girl who learned to laugh again after being so scared and alone. I see someone who helps her classmates without being asked, who reads stories to the dogs at the shelter every weekend, who makes the most elaborate pancake art even though it takes an hour. Those are just things I do," Frozen said. But her voice held a glimmer of hope. "No," Finch shook his head. "Those things are who you are. Being my daughter isn't about blood or DNA or looking like me. It's about love, choice, and the life we build together. Every single day, I choose you. Every morning when you stumble into the kitchen half asleep. Every evening when we read together. Every moment, good or difficult, I choose you. Because you're mine." A tear slipped down Frozen's cheek, quickly followed by another. "Really, Finch affirmed. "When I found you in that cave, I didn't see a strange child that someone had abandoned. I saw someone who needed a home, who needed love, who needed a chance. And you know what? You gave me those same things. Before you, this cabin was just a house. Now it's a home, my home, our home." Frozen threw her arms around Finch's neck, nearly knocking him backward into the snow. He held her tight, feeling her small frame shaking with sobs, not sad tears now, but relief, release. "I was so scared," she murmured against his shoulder. "I thought maybe you were waiting for a normal kid, a human kid." "You are the kid I was waiting for," Finch said firmly. "I didn't know it until I found you, but you were always meant to be my daughter. However you came to be, whatever makes you unique, those pointed ears, those bright eyes, that wild silver hair, it's all part of the Frozen I love. My daughter, my real cub." They stayed like that for a long moment, kneeling in the snow while the world continued its quiet descent into winter darkness around them. Finally, Frozen pulled back, wiping her eyes with her sleeve. "I love you, Dad," she said simply. "I love you too, Frozen, more than all the stars in the sky." She smiled then, that brilliant smile that had first melted his heart 3 years ago in a dark cave. "That's a lot of stars." "It's not nearly enough," Finch replied. Frozen looked at her lopsided snowman, then at Finch with renewed mischief in her eyes. "Can we make him a whole family, so he's not alone?" "Absolutely," Finch said. standing and brushing snow from his knees. Every snowman deserves a family. As they worked together, building snow sculptures of various sizes and questionable stability, Frozen hummed a wordless tune. The fear that had clouded her heart had lifted, replaced by the certainty that she belonged not despite her differences. But with all of them intact, inside the cabin, hot chocolate waited. Outside, a father and daughter created art from frozen water, their laughter echoing through the winter night. And in Frozen's heart, a truth had finally settled. She was loved, wanted, and real exactly as she was. She was Finch's cub, and that was the realest thing in the world.